What's that you say? I can use scripts and show segments to make my podcasting life easier? Do tell. Hello, friend. Thanks for pressing play on this episode of the Brassy Broadcast. I'm Jen Eads. I'm a musician, a student of the creative universe, and a curious girl busting full of questions. I'm also the head broad in charge at the Brassy Broadcasting Company, where I get to partner with the creatives, the doers, and the makers, and the changers of this world to put them in the ears, heads, and hearts of new audiences with podcasts and other audio goodness. If you're feeling inspired to learn more about podcasting after listening to this episode, check out the Brassy Broad's Brass Tacks Podcasting course. It's your introductory podcast course, and you can find it at brassybroad.com. And if you're digging this series of 30 brass tacks of podcasting wisdom, stay tuned in future episodes to find out how you can get all 30 audio episodes, show notes with links, and how-to bonus videos all in one convenient place so you don't get sucked down the various internet rabbit holes while trying to access all of this info and learn about podcasting. Wings are for football and beer, not podcasting. Don't wing recording your podcast. You owe it to yourself and to your audience to be prepared when you sit down and press record. At a minimum, have an outline or talking points. This will save you time in the long run when you don't have to go back and edit out your excessive ums and uhs or long pauses while you try to pull your thoughts together. It will also prevent you from having to go back and record a point you wanted to make and forgot to do it, and then you have to go back into the recording and find a place where you can insert it back into the show. Save yourself that hassle. I can see the overwhelm when I walk a new client through the process of launching their podcast. They know their subject matter inside and out. They are clear on their mission, but pulling everything together feels overwhelming. This is where I suggest that they break down their show into segments. It's much easier to think in smaller chunks, at least for me. Then the calm washes over their faces, and the deer in the headlights look is replaced with laser focus. Segments act as a roadmap. You know what your final destination is with your podcast. You know what it is you want to deliver to your audience. Segmenting and creating a roadmap for your show actually helps you get there in a methodical and efficient route. Outlining and working on smaller segments will also create clarity and continuity for your show. Segments will help you shape your listener experience and expectations with consistency. You don't have to do the same segments in every show. What works in one episode might not work in another. Your listener might not even consciously know that you've created segments. You don't have to tell them. Maybe you're keeping your segmenting to yourself and using it as your own little roadmap. That's cool. Do whatever works for your show. It's your show. Check out the She podcast to hear a show that is broken down into segments. I love that Elsie and Jess have segments like podcasting news you can use and tooltips. Find them on your favorite podcast listening app of choice or visit shepodcast.com. An added bonus of segments is that when it comes time to approach sponsors, should you decide to go down that road, you can offer them their own segment to sponsor. Then you don't run into the issue of trying to find a place to randomly stick in an ad or have to stop about what you're talking about to talk about a sponsor. It will also be easier to have multiple sponsors if you have multiple segments. So how should you begin to think about segmenting your show? I break it down into an intro, a main body with 3 to 4 key points, and an outro with your strong call to action. Speaking of a call to action, If you found even the smallest little nugget of wisdom in this episode, please do one of two things. Number one, hit the share button on whatever app you're using to devour this audio goodness to share it with a friend. You can text the link to a friend or share it on social media. Just look for the little icon on the app that has the square with the arrow coming out of the top, or press the 3 little dots for more options. You should find the option to share right there. Option 2, tweet me at BrassyBroadJen with 1 N and let me know what you found helpful, or if you have any questions about the podcasting wisdom I've shared. That's it. Now get out in the world and do some good.